This model 3, this model 3 is opposed by the majority of the Sudanese people. It is based on jihad at the present. It is not only opposed by Southerners and Christians, but by the majority of the Sudanese people, including Muslims. A respected Sudanese Muslim, Muhammad Taha, for example, of the Republican Brothers, was executed by Numeri under Sharia. So it does not only affect Christians, it affects Muslims as well. It is Muslims that do not prescribe to this extremist view of Islam that are declared in this fatwa as apostates. And it is on the basis of this fatwa like this by Numeri, on which Muhammad Taha was executed, and he paid a price for that resistance against Islamic extremism in the Sudan. I want to pay tribute to him. The basis of the NDA and the recent merger between SPLM and SAF, Sudan Alliance Forces, is based on opposition to Model 3. That is why we are together. This model has cost us 36 years of war out of 46 years of independence, and it is the basis of massive human rights violations in the Sudan, including slavery, including jihad. Only 4 weeks ago, a poor woman was sentenced to death by stoning for committing adultery. I don't know how many women would be stoned in the United States, or in Kenya, or in Uganda, or in Canada. This woman is a Christian. Her name is Abuk, a Dinka from northern Bahr el-Ghazal. And according to this solution of southern Sudan being accommodated within the parameters of the Islamic Arab State, southern Sudan here is supposed to be exempted from Sharia. Yet this woman was sentenced to death by stoning for committing adultery. In Dinka law, you don't punish a woman to death for adultery, leave alone by stoning, to any type of death. You don't sentence a woman, you pay cows. The punishment for adultery, according to Dinka law, also Nuer law or Shuluk law, most tribes in southern Sudan, you pay something. You pay 6 cows. I think it's 6 or 7 cows, depends where you are. And it is not the woman who pays, it is the man. So this model is completely alien to our society. It is completely alien to the Sudan. With this background, I would like to give you a correct definition of the Sudan. Our problem is that from 1956, the Sudan was misdefined by all governments that have come and gone in Khartoum. And the government you have now in Khartoum is the worst phase of the old Sudan. Let me be precise and use the skills that I acquired at Iowa State and at Grinnell and give a mathematical definition of the Sudan for those of you who are mathematically inclined. I have a... Yes. No, there's one with the X. Yes, that one. Yes, that one. Now, this is my mathematical definition of the Sudan. Two forms of diversity, historical and contemporary diversity, characterize the Sudan. And so I have defined Sudan here to be a function F of X, Y, Z, where X is an array Xi to Xn, representing historical diversity, which I referred to before. Y is an array Yi to Yn, representing contemporary diversity, and Z is an array Zi to Zn, representing other influences, physical, other civilizations impacting on us. Whereas the NIF, the government in Khartoum, defines Sudan only as a function of two variables, Arabism and Islamism, and that is the problem of the Sudan. The response of the movement, the response of the SPLM to this problem, to Model 3, was along the lines I said before. The SPLA was formed in 1983 to address this fundamental problem of the Sudan. And the vision and objectives of the movement are based on this paradigm. We have articulated the objectives of the SPLM in global terms as the abolition of the double apartheid political system of the old Sudan, and establishment of a new Sudanese political dispensation that is based on the Sudanese reality as defined in the general mathematical equation of X, Y, Z. In specific terms, we have defined the objectives of the SPLA as consisting of three interrelated outcomes of the struggle. One is immediate achievement of the new Sudan. Can I have those models? Yeah, this one. One objective is the achievement of Model 1. The second objective is the achievement of Model 2, that is the Confederated Sudan. The third objective is the achievement of the right of self-determination to be used to achieve any of these models. So the right of self-determination will be in play to achieve either Model 1 or Model 2 or Model 5. None of this will be imposed on the Sudanese people. There will be a referendum to choose between the various outcomes to the conflict. Now, I would like to talk next on the vision of the new Sudan as a vision and as a method of struggle. It is said that a person without vision gropes in the dark. This is, of course, literally true for a blind man. It is also true for a liberation movement. A liberation movement must have a clear vision, clear objectives, and concrete strategies, programs, and tactics for achieving those objectives. These concepts are interrelated, and sometimes the dividing line between them is thin. This is why some people get confused between the new Sudan as a vision or objective and as a method of struggle, because it combines all these aspects, i.e. it is a vision as well as an objective and a method of a struggle. It is important in this context to appreciate the difference and relation between the global long-term objective of the new Sudan and the particular short-term objective of confederation and self-determination, leading to a continued confederal union and its development into a new Sudan or into independence. It is also important to appreciate the concept of the new Sudan as a vision as well as a method of a struggle for achieving self-determination that leads either to the new Sudan or to independence. I've already talked about the new Sudan as a vision, and so I'll cover here the new Sudan as a method of a struggle for achieving self-determination in all the aspects, either Model 1 or Model 2 or Model 3.